If the colors of your paintings are looking boring, this is the video for you. Hey, what's up guys, Lucas here. I'm a concept artist and illustrator working for video games, and in this video I'm gonna show you how you can take the colors of your painting from dull to vibrant and fun. And we are gonna do it in just 3 steps. So this is a painting that I did for the awesome people of Clip Studio Paint. I have been a fan of Clip Studio Paint since the old days when it was called Manga Studio, so I was extremely happy when they reached out to me to make this painting together. They wanted me to make this painting for the month of June, so I thought it would be fun to make it with the theme of summer. The painting is almost done, but I think that the colors are a bit dull, a bit monochromatic, a bit boring, so I thought that it would be fun to show you guys how I add some variation to these colors and make them more fun. So step number 1 of fixing your colors is always check your values. Okay, so let's see an example. If I show you this painting right here and this other one right here, you're gonna notice that the colors on this second one are much more fun, right? But the trick is, if I show you how both of these paintings look in black and white, you're gonna see that the first one and the second one look extremely similar. And that is the key, that is what we're gonna do with our painting. We're gonna change the hues of the colors to make them more interesting, but we're gonna preserve the values. But the thing is, if we don't have solid values, it doesn't matter which colors we use in our painting, they are gonna unfortunately look pretty bad. So we need a solid base of solid 3-dimensional values for us to be able to play with colors on top. To check your values in Clip Studio Paint, it's super simple. You're just gonna go to the layer menu and you're gonna create a new regular layer that you're gonna put above everything else. This layer, you're gonna go down to the color mode and you're gonna put it in color, and you're gonna fill it with black. What you want to see is that in the black and white version of your painting, you're still able to understand the 3-dimensional shapes of your painting. I think that my painting looks decent, so I think that we are ready to move to the next step. Step number 2 is to have a solid color palette. Just like with the values, you need a base of solid colors for you to work with accents. You're not gonna fix a bad color palette just by adding sprinkles of different colors on top. So the first biggest mistake that I see artists do with color is that they don't think about color mood. I'm sure that you have seen this done all the time in movies, but if you grab any type of image and you add some color correction to it, you can inspire different feelings depending on the colors that you use. Something green, depending on the green that you use, can inspire something like nature or fear. Something blue can feel sometimes nostalgic and some other times can feel sad. And you get what I mean. The thing is, you have to dedicate some time to think what is the mood that you want people to feel when they look at your illustration. And I actually didn't know that you could do this so easily in Clip Studio Paint because the tool is pretty new. They just released it and it is actually kinda hidden. It is called the color match and it allows you to steal the colors of any image or any other illustration or color palette that you want to use. You can find it under Edit, Tonal Correction, and here it is, Color Match. You can import your own images or gradients for you to use in your painting, like I did in here where I added a bunch of different palettes so that I can play with them and see what fits my illustration. Since my illustration was inspired by summer, I wanted to have some warm golden colors, kind of like a sunset thing. And guess what? In the gradient section there was a gradient literally called sunset that it immediately made it look warmer and more vibrant. Just like this one, there are so many tools in Clip Studio Paint that just seem to be custom made for artists like me. I have tried dozens of softwares out there for drawing and painting and I feel super impressed every single time that I come back to Clip Studio Paint. I love using it right here in my computer like I did with this illustration, but also when I know that I'm gonna be away from my desk and I can just take my iPad, I can use it on the go. If you haven't tried Clip Studio Paint, you can do it now. You can click the link below to use it for 3 whole months completely for free. Okay, let's go to step number 3, and that is to finally add some fun colors to our illustration. So now we know that we need to respect the values of our painting, and what we want is to change the hues so that they are a bit more interesting. When I do this, people ask me, what color should I use? And what I like to think about is the temperature of my painting. You see, I have here an overall warm painting. That means that if I add some cool colors to it, it is gonna increase the contrast and look more interesting. So I can do that in the shadows of my painting. But also I can add more warm colors to the lights of my character, and that is gonna increase the vibrancy and make my painting look more saturated and beautiful. But the trick is that there is actually no wrong answer here. As long as you respect the values, you're not gonna have any problems, doesn't matter whatever color you want to put in your painting to have fun. A problem with digital painting for a long time is that the colors don't mix like in real life. So if you would mix something like a vibrant cyan with a yellow, you wouldn't get a beautiful green in the middle, but you would get a very dull gray. The good news is that Clip Studio Paint added an update in version 2.0 where they dealt exactly with this issue. And now you can mix colors and they are gonna mix like in real life. So I can do this right on my character with a brush like my LP wet oil that mixes paint like a real brush, and I'm gonna get the real colors that I would get if this would be a traditional painting. Now some people get a little bit nervous when I do this right there on top of my character, so if you come from traditional media and you're used to having a palette where you're mixing the colors, well, you have that feature also in Clip Studio Paint. You can put the swatches of your colors, like the base color of your character and a new color that you want to add, and mix them in the color palette until you get a result that fits perfectly. Where to put these color notes is something completely personal, but for some reason I like putting them mostly in the shadows of my characters. So I'm gonna put those color notes in the crevices in the hair of my character, on the shadow side of the dress and the skin, and I think that it's already looking much better than before. But we don't have to limit ourselves to just making this color variation in the character. These rays of light that are coming behind the character are supposed to be kind of like the sun rays that are coming from the summer. And I definitely don't want them to be just one single color, so I can do the same thing that I just did with my character, but also with these rays in the back of my character and with the sky behind it. Something super important that you have to remember is that throughout this process you can get pretty crazy with the colors that you're using as long as you are respecting your values. So go back to that layer on top of your painting and turn it on and off again to see that you're still respecting the value scale of your character. And a bonus tip for all of you that stayed until this point in the video is that you can use a color mode layer for you to add these color variations on your character. That way you don't have to match the values because the color layer is going to respect that. It is just going to change the hue of your character of your painting without changing the value. The problem with that is that I find that it gives me very muddy and kinda yucky results, so I personally don't like to use that layer mode often. I prefer to do this that we have been doing through this video manually. And after some more painting and some post-production effects on top, here is the final result. I love how it looks with all of these color accents. I personally think that they bring the whole illustration together and they make it much more interesting to look at. Thank you very much Clip Studio Paint for reaching out to make this painting together. If you're interested in Clip Studio Paint, I really recommend that you click that link below and give it a try for free. Thank you for watching this video until the end, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!